is Live at 5. My name's Matt Roden.
I'm Paul Wontorek. This is the final Live at 5 of the week.
Woohoo!
We don't do them on Fridays. We have summer hours, man. And it's hot today.
It is hot. What's that song from Sunny in the Park? What does she say?
It's hot up here.
It's hot
out here. Hot out here.
Sweat is
People are melting all over the theater district.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Broadway and Bryant Park, everybody was soaking
Melting.
wet, yes.
So who do we have as a guest today, Matt?
Okay. I am obsessed with this person.
Yeah.
She is nimble, and she is the cat's meow.
What about her voice? Can you talk about her voice?
Well, her voice is ridiculous,
I mean,
and that's like a
fantastic
whole
singer.
side thing. Christine Cornish is here. Woohoo! Very excited about that. Paul, what's going on in the news?
What's the buzz?
What's the buzz?
So there's something called the Red Letter Plays. So Susan Laurie Parks is a very controversial, edgy playwright. And so at Signature, they're doing two of her plays together.
Okay.
One of them is called F&A, because I'm going to keep it clean, but it's really, you're supposed to just say it out. And the other one's In the Blood. And these are two plays that we've already seen off Broadway, but they're doing it in repertory. They're the Red Letter Plays. And these are, like, by the way, some like super like fierce female roles.
Yes.
High drama.
High drama.
So Effing A is going to star Christine Lottie, who, by the way, anyone who was around in like 1989,
Not me.
not you, she was fantastic in the Heidi Chronicles.
Oh,
I'll throw that out there.
perfect.
She's terrific, and that was directed by Joe Bonney. And then In the Blood is starring Sekon Singbleu, who we all love. Tony nominee Sekon, we love her.
We love her.
And Sarah Benson is directing that one. And also in the cast, get ready, Brandon Victor Dixon, who's currently in Hamilton. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes.
Mark Kudish, and a whole bunch of other people. So check it out. It's at the Signature Center from August 22nd to October 8th. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to be shaken up.
Spicy plays.
Yeah, the Red Letter Plays, man.
Speaking of Brandon Victor Dixon,
Yes,
who's
so-
currently playing Burr in Hamilton right now. He's leaving on August 13th.
To do this play, right?
And the person that's going in for Aaron Burr,
Yeah.
I am like a huge Passing Strange fan, so this is like a big deal for me. Daniel Breaker, who's currently playing Burr in Chicago, is going to move to Broadway and play Burr on Broadway.
Fantastic.
And this is another huge shakeup. Montego Glover
Who I
is
love.
going into Hamilton.
Memphis lives in me, Matt. Memphis lives in me.
Does it still live in you?
It still lives in me.
You and Chad Kimball. And
Montego Glover.
And Montego Glover.
A lot of people.
So she's going to play Angelica in Chicago in September.
Yes.
After Karen Oliva leaves.
Right. So Karen Oliva's leaving, and
Sad news.
yeah. Hopefully Karen Oliva will do more theater because she keeps threatening to like retire.
Come to Broadway. Didn't she say that she retired like for a beat, and then she was like, just kidding. Len was like, you're not retiring. He was like, no.
Yeah, watch my old show, people, to find out more about that. So you know what? This is something I really love. Michael Urie. I feel like Michael Urie is quietly becoming like the biggest theater actor of our generation.
I was going to say, I don't know about quietly. This guy is taking
it's
over.
Kind of amazing how he's slowly just like doing all these things. Because now Brother's going to play Hamlet.
I don't understand.
He's doing Hamlet. So right now he's in Government Inspector, which just reopened at New World Stages.
Like highbrow comedy, like
big
comedy.
hit. Then he's going to do Torch Song, Harvey Firestein's amazing Torch Song trilogy being rebranded as Torch Song.
Drama
with
like
Mercedes
Sadness
Rule
Cry.
off Broadway, which is going to be kind of epic.
Yes.
And then he's going to go to Washington, D.C. and be Hamlet, just to show everyone that he can basically do everything.
He is booked and blessed.
He's kind of blowing my mind.
Booked and blessed.
He really is kind of blowing my mind how he's building this amazing resume. And so that will be January 16th till February 25th at the Shakespeare Theater Company in Washington, D.C.
Gorge.
Yeah.
He's taking over.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting. So there's this series called Celebrity Autobiography, where like celebrities.
I'm old enough to know about.
I do not.
It
know
used to
about
be
this.
a thing. There were always like benefits, and all the like a lot of stars would do these weekly shows.
Okay, so celebrities read from
ridiculous
excerpts from celebrity autobiographies, or just like general autobiographies.
Like very vain, like something Betty Davis said about herself once, or like. Or Madonna.
Okay, great. Okay,
or
so they're
like,
doing
like just crazy stuff. And it's really funny.
So they're doing two more.
They're bringing them back.
August 28th at the Triad Theater in New York City at 7 p.m. Katie Huffman.
Yep.
Our girl Orfeh.
Orfeh.
Who we love. Tate Donovan and more.
Right.
And then on August 25th.
If you're summering in the Hamptons,
which
you could still see it.
I would like to go to the Hamptons. At Guildhall on August 25th, Mario Cantone, Brooke Shields, Susan Lucci, love Susan Lucci,
Yeah.
and Christy Brinkley.
Glam.
That's a lit.
That's very glamorous.
That's
yeah.
like a fierce
That
one.
might be a road trip.
That's all. Is that all?
That's all the news because it's summer and not much happens. So that just means that Matt will get to talk to an incredible diva for a little longer.
Hooray.
So who's coming up?
Christine Cornish-Smith, right after these amazing commercial B-roll things.
Hi, my name is Christine Cornish-Smith, and I'm playing Bomb Ballerina in Cats. I watched the VHS when I think it was 11, and I remember immediately wanting to be Bomb Ballerina, which I don't know what that says about an 11-year-old who wants to be Bomb Ballerina. Can I bring Carol Channing to the ball? I mean, yeah, I think I would want someone who has fiercely incredible good stories to tell me. And so I think my choice would be Carol Channing. Well, what Bomb Ballerina does after the show is go home, jellicle eat a lot of food, jellicle drink a glass of wine, and soak my feet in Epsom salts and sleep.
Broadway's Come From Away is a Best Musical winner all across North America. This stirring and inspiring musical takes you to a place you never want to leave. Celebrate the best of humankind and the best in all of us at Come From Away, the remarkable true story of the small town that welcomed the world.
From Dallas, Texas to New York City, this girl is kicking her face and singing her whiskers off 8 times a week on a raked Broadway stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Christine Cornish-Smith, everybody. Woo!
Hello. Thanks for shouting out for that rake. That's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
Yeah.
I
always
know
like,
that's
guys,
legit.
this is a slant.
You're like,
this is hard.
Do you see this? We're going downward.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a second. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy that this is happening.
Me too. Are you cool? Are you like cooled off now? I know you had.
Yes.
So you had Broadway in Bryant Park today.
Yeah, which was amazing. It's something I've always wanted to do.
Have you never done it before?
I've never done it before.
Have you been before?
Yes, when I was like 14 and would come up here to study ballet in my summers. And I was like the weirdo that loved Broadway. Like I saw the Sweeney Todd revival with some of my ballet friends and they were
With
like,
Patty?
that was weird. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, like buckets of blood. Like, yes, this is me. And so it's been something that I've wanted to do for a long time.
Full circle.
Yeah,
And then
totally.
you sweat your
You just,
face
we
off.
were melting. And then I got to like sing, it was awesome.
It was like what, like 95 degrees today in New York City?
And
something
we
like
had
that?
nice like black cat
No tank
t-shirts. And then they
tops.
were like, oh, we want you to do the full dancing. And we were like, oh, what?
Wait, you guys did a full out dance?
Just like in my tennis shoes and shorts. I was like, well, I don't really feel particularly feline-esque, but we made it work.
So yeah, in case you haven't guessed yet, based on all the cat puns and talking about your black t-shirts and dancing on stage, you're currently in Cats on the Broadway,
Yes.
the revival.
Yeah.
How is it going over there?
It's amazing. I mean, I love this show for a lot of reasons, but one, because we get to fully dance, sing, and act. I mean, we are doing all of it full out. And it's also it's such an iconic show and it has such a background to it. And so you really feel like the roots of this beautiful show.
Do you really, like, do you check in every day and be like, this is pretty cool?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially our fans are so awesome, the fans of Cats, and it's really cool to be able to talk to them at the stage door, and it's...
Okay, so 2 things. Were you a fan of Cats?
I liked cats, and I always knew that I liked Bomb Ballerina because I'm like a secret whore cat at heart, I guess. Yes, but I wasn't like a Cats person.
Yeah, I got you.
Because I didn't realize the magnitude.
You had saw the VHS. You had seen the VHS.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
seen the
right.
VHS.
Yeah.
I knew about it. But I didn't realize that there are like cats.
Like Renthead. It's like really like.
Until
what do they have like a nickname?
I think there's a group of kids that they're called like the Junkyard. They call themselves the Junkyard, and they have
love
like
that.
T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
And they'll cut. Yeah, I mean it's amazing.
I'm into that.
It's really beautiful because people, they all. What's so great about the show is it is so abstract that everyone can kind of define it for themselves.
Yeah.
So some people are like, oh, it was about forgiveness, or it was about community, or it was about coming together, and
That's so interesting.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever you think, whatever you think, and that's what I love about the show.
And is the audience, like the fan, I'm sure the age range is quite wide.
Yeah.
Like, do you see the difference between like new Cats fans and old Cats fans?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, you see a lot of them. You see.
Yeah, and I see them. I mean, I go out into the audience 6 times throughout the show, so I see them.
Count 'em 6.
6 times. I did that the other day because I was like, but. Yeah, so we see a lot of fans, and we see all different ages, from all different walks of life, and
Yes.
it's.
Do you see fans who? How do I say this? Do you see fans in the audience who you have a feeling they probably weren't the ones who bought the tickets?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Especially there's some. Like me and Demeter are doing kind of like sexual dancing in unitards, and you can definitely tell the boyfriend on the date that's like, I don't want to look, I don't want to be disrespectful, and I'm like, it's okay, you don't have to look, there's definitely a wide range. But I must say, a lot of people are pleasantly surprised, because it is kind of made fun of a lot, and it's, it's just cats, but people come and they see, the sheer amount of skill and effort that all these dancers
That's what I was
are.
going to say is that I mean obviously I was a fan of the VHS as a child, as a young gay musical theater nerd, but I'd never seen it done on stage until I had come I think during previews or right after opening, and that is the thing that really I was taken aback by, also because I knew some of you guys, but just the skill, the amount of work that you guys are working.
Yeah, you can't. Something that I've learned is you have to commit 100%. There's no half-assing it, because you are in the audience as a cat. You can't kind of be oh, you have to
be like a half-ass cat.
Yeah, you have to be fully in it. And I think even if you don't, if you don't like the songs or whatever, you have some opinion about cats, you have to appreciate the work that's going in.
100%.
I think I definitely feel that from the audience, and I'm like, well, at least they're acknowledging the effort, I guess.
Tell me about the prep. So do you guys, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stretching involved, but what is your sort of pre-show look like?
Ooh, well, it morphs depending on what injuries I'm facing at the moment and all those things.
Yes.
But I usually start off doing my wig and makeup. And
you guys all do your own makeup.
Yeah, we all do our own makeup, which I actually really like. I feel like I've learned a lot about my face.
Yeah.
I don't know, but and then I'm one of the first people to get my wig on 35 minutes before the show, or 40 minutes before the show.
Okay.
So then I have some time to sort of get in my body and get warmed up, and then I get dressed, and then I have a little cove, my own little secret cove.
That's nice.
That I warm up in, and I do my little vocal exercises in the alleyway of the Broadway theater. So I don't know who lives around the Neil Simon, but
who are you guys next? Are you guys next door to anybody?
We're across the street from Groundhog Day.
Okay, but there's no one right
But next door,
yeah,
it's a Cuban restaurant.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So they just hear you doing your kitty cat warm-ups every day.
Yeah, I'm sure they're like, who is this weird person with yak hair on their head and a unitard?
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, ah! And they're like, okay, lady.
You've been dancing your whole life.
Yeah.
Since what came out of the womb, literally.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been dancing, and then I originally wanted to be a ballerina.
That's what I was gonna say. So was it always Broadway, or you had wanted to be a dancer?
Yeah, I wanted to be a dancer first.
Okay.
I think because I ended up going to this really awesome school where our teachers were like 85 years old and they were amazing, like super old school. And I just loved them so much.
Yeah.
And I just really was bitten by the ballet bug and did ballet for years. And then I actually, because I got injured, I had to stop dancing, and that's when I got into singing and theater, and that sort of catapulted me in musical theater.
And you went to CCM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
Just sing
and
CCM.
were you there for 4
Yeah.
years?
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
And you moved to New York City.
Yeah. Well, I did a quick show at Chicago Lyric Opera first.
Oh yes,
And
Chicago
then-
Lyric Opera.
Yeah, it was a pretty good transition because I got to save a little bit of money.
Yeah, you got to go to Chicago.
Yeah, you know, hang out there, and then came to New York and did the thing, you
Yeah.
know, working all the jobs, and just I was like non-equity girl number 892, like showing
Yeah, but
up
now
at all
you're
the
kitty
things.
cat number
Yeah, and yeah.
1.
And-
Kitty cat number 1.
Yeah, and Andy Blankenbuehler gave me my first job in New York, and then that is what led to Cats, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that first
It
thing?
was the national tour of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh my God! First of all, couple things. Number one, Joseph is like my like.
Really?
Oh, I saw Joseph between the ages of like 5 and 10. I saw Joseph like 17 times. Like it was like my show that like brought me into
There are
musical
like
theater.
Joseph people too. I
Yes.
learned on that tour.
And
yeah.
you had an amazing group of people on that tour.
Oh, it was awesome. And it was like, you know, it was our own original. It was like another revival.
right.
So we sort of got it created.
Wait, like
and-
Diana DeGarmo.
Yeah.
Fierce. Yes,
Oh,
that's what I
yeah.
thought. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, you actually have a lot of questions, which is amazing. Bradley wants to know, what role from CCM would you love to revisit? Thanks, Bradley.
Ooh.
What roles did you play at CCM?
Role from CCM. I was like kind of, let's see, I was like dance captain girl a
Not
lot,
bad,
you know.
not a bad
and
thing to
then,
be.
yeah, the role that we did Into the Woods, and I played the stepmother and understudied the witch, and the witch is like one of my dream roles. So probably that, or also Polly in Three Penny Opera, which is a lot of fun.
Love that.
Yeah, one of those two.
Did you know that you were a singer? Like, cause like you can like sing.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, my voice teacher that I started out in like choir. Like I was like a cappella choir, like soprano one. Like I was like
yes.
do, mi, so, mi, do.
Yep,
like
got you.
choir nerd. I was the secretary of our varsity choir. So I had never really sung until I got to CCM, and I was always so intimidated like my whole time there because everyone's so good.
And they were like, time to belt.
Yes, and I was like, oh! And so it was always like so scary for me,
Yeah.
and really not until the past like 2 years have I feel like I've sort of come into my own singing wise.
You sound amazing in
Feels
Cats.
great, thanks.
Taylor wants to know, what's your favorite number to perform in Cats?
Oh, I mean, selfishly, Macavity. It's such good music. It's
so
fun.
good. You're so good.
I love it. So yeah.
And that's good to know that like your number is your favorite number.
Yeah.
You look forward to it every night?
Oh my gosh, I freaking love it. I mean, I look forward to the show every night, but there's never been a day where I don't want to do Macavity.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Because
amazing.
it's so fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Alec Alec has a good question. What's your favorite audience interaction that you've had?
Oh,
I'm sure there's been
man.
a lot, but like, do you have one that like pops to the top of your head right away?
There's been so many. I mean, what comes to my mind first is I try to always pick out the kids, you know, because the kids, you know, you have to do it for the children.
Yeah, for the kids.
For
FTC,
the children.
for the kids.
Yeah. And
FTK for the kids. I just said C.
FT children. Yeah, and so there's been some times when like they'll have their little stuffed animal, and I always do something mischievous, like take their stuffed animal and like lick it, or like not actually lick it, but like I don't know, do weird things.
Yes.
And sometimes children have really bad, like it is as if
yeah.
I just like removed their pinky and like threw it into the Nile River. Like they're like, ah! And then I feel horrible.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to be funny.
Specifically
'cause-
a pinky into the Nile.
Specifically a pinky in the Nile.
Yeah.
But yeah, because some kids have they really love it and they
yeah.
think it's hilarious, and other kids don't. So, yeah.
Favorite or funniest onstage mishap? Brooke wants to
Oh,
know. That's a question we get like every day.
Probably the day when I was really feeling myself in Macavity, and I say, his coat is dusty from neglect, and instead I said, his dote is custy from the
His dote is custy.
Is custy, and then
just words.
No. And like I don't know. I like don't know what my body did. I don't know what my face did. I'm pretty sure I just was like standing and just staring, and then somehow went on. And it was so because no one would look at me for the rest of the number because everyone was laughing. Like Kim, my partner, she literally just was like looking everywhere around me.
Except for you.
Yeah, and I was like, thanks, guys.
What was Sir Andrew like?
Oh, you know, he is a freaking legend. He's amazing. I can tell you a sort of funny story about my audition.
Great.
So I had been in for Cats a million times, and it was like my final audition, and it was for the whole team, like Trevor Nunn, Gillian Lynn, Andrew Lloyd Webber, all the people. And I was like, all right, this is it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm meeting everyone at the table, and I go up to Andrew Lloyd Webber, and Andy Blankenbuehler was like, oh, Andrew, Christine did the Joseph tour, you know, and I was like, oh, yes, I did the Joseph tour, and he was like, oh, lovely, wonderful, what role did you play? And I very proudly, because every role that I play is like a lead, so I very proudly said Reuben's wife, which is like, she has like a 6-bar solo, and he was like, Reuben's wife, I didn't know we had a Reuben's wife. And I was like, oh, well.
Oh my God, that's so good.
I was like, well.
In his own show.
And then I just like slowly retreated, and I was like, I'm gonna sing your song now. So yeah, that's my.
Wow, you guys, these are these are great questions. Thank you. These are you're like flooding it. Okay, so
I thought no one was gonna say anything.
No,
They'd be
people
like,
love
who?
you. People love
Cornish
who? Is this?
Corn.
Okay. This is Nadia. I dance 18 hours a week. Any advice to have a successful career like yours? You have a successful career.
Wow. For now.
But
Nadia, you know, I say, first of all, 18 hours a week. Like, first of all, it's hard work, and it's the perseverance, and it's the continuing to invest in your craft.
Yeah.
So, and from there, the opportunities will arise. And something I keep learning over and over is that don't worry about where you want to be as much as you just worry about what you're doing, and then things will come.
Yeah, be in the moment.
Yeah, because you always, I'm constantly trying to make plans and being like, oh, I'm going to do this show.
Course.
And it's like, you can't do that because it's never going to work out. So you just have
and it's
to.
completely out of your control.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
These are such good questions. Okay. Janessa, this is like top quality. Janessa, if you were to create a musical about another animal, which animal would you choose? Love your work, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh man, that is intense.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, top great question.
About another animal. Maybe something, something like a weasel. I don't know. A weasel? I don't know, some sort of animal that you wouldn't...
A musical called Weasels.
Weasels. I don't know. That wasn't a good...
If Macavity's not there, where is he? Sharon wants to know.
Oh, Macavity is like always, like I always know because I was with him.
Macavity lives in you.
Yeah.
Just like Memphis lives
in me.
There it is. Okay, we'll do a couple more questions. Swap roles with any other Broadway role for a day.
Any other
role.
Wow.
And I'm going to go ahead and say male or female.
Ooh, that's good. Wow, okay, I'm really put on the spot. Maybe the first thing that comes to mind is I've always wanted to play Velma Kelly in Chicago. So
I'm all in for that.
There's that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Any other dream roles? That was not a question, but I'm wondering, any other like big dream roles that
so
you
many.
have?
One, I got to do a snippet of it, but Girl in the Yellow Dress from Contact.
Oh my God, wait a second.
Was dreams. It's crazy.
Wait, and Peter Gregis, didn't you work on that with Peter Gregis? Did he know? He did the original.
Yeah. Yes. No, I did. Yes.
You did. Yes. That's amazing. You got to do that.
It was crazy because I thought I was like being punked when they asked me to do it because it was
you
so
were like
casual.
The girl in
it was
the
so
yellow
casual,
dress.
and they were like, "Oh, Stro texted that you were the person," and I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Like I truly was like, I thought someone was playing a prank on me, but yeah.
Was it amazing?
Yeah, it was awesome. Too short. It was like one night of amazingness.
Okay, last question.
Oh.
Stephen.
Stephen.
Who was your biggest inspiration growing up?
Oh man. I would have to say my mother, first of all. So probably my mother.
I love that answer.
But artistically, there's like 6 people I would have to mix into one person. So, but a couple would be like Audra McDonald, Sid Charisse, Kelly O'Hara,
And mom.
and mom. But mom number 1, yeah.
You're my biggest inspiration.
Oh my God, Matt, thank you.
Christine,
Oh,
thank you. Thank you for
yay.
being here on this very sweltering
Hot.
Thursday. Yes.
Man, stay cool.
Stay cool, friends. We will be back next week. If you haven't yet, go see Cats. Go see Christine belt her face off and kick her
Fuck it.
face in Cats at the Neil Simon Theater. You guys are there for a couple more months. You guys are there
Yeah, till December
till
30th. Yeah. Mhm.
I adore you.
Oh my God, I adore you.
This
Thank
was
you.
so much fun.
This was amazing.
Thank you guys for all your amazing questions. We'll be back next week, so not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Summer Friday. Woohoo! We'll be back next week with another amazing guest. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye!